Hello there, welcome to Crime Prevention Works. I'm Tessie Ajala. On Crime Prevention Works, we believe that crime prevention should be a collective act of responsibility, everyone's business. It takes a village, people. It takes you and I to keep us safe. It takes willingness to work collaboratively with law enforcement to keep America safe. I have been producing Crime Prevention Works on public access television since 2004, and we have designed this show to utilize television to showcase community crime prevention professionals, law enforcement agencies, and all in an attempt to create more awareness, prevent crime, and keep our communities safer than ever. We preach prevention instead of reaction. This is because an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, and I'm sure you'll agree with me on that. We've been safe for a while in America, and authorities have been able to intercept and prevent terrorist activities many times in America since after 9/11, 2001. And based on my research, authorities successfully intercepted and prosecuted more than 24 attempted terrorist activities. Yes, indeed. Then the Boston bombing happened. Could we have prevented this? Could we have prevented Boston Street bombing in Boston during the marathon? Could we have said something to someone about this? Two brothers, young, 26 and 19 years old. I mean, this brings us to the critical issue of lone wolves amongst us people that look like you and I, but they have the intention of hurting us. We have to work together with law enforcement. It's imperative. According to the FBI Director, Robert S. Mueller III, it is no longer sufficient to investigate crimes after they occur. The stakes are too high and the dangers are too great. The FBI must be more predictive and preventive than at any time in its history. The FBI's culture emphasizes strong teamwork, collaboration among colleagues, other government agencies, law enforcement partners, and citizens associations. This is more of the reason we preach the gospel of prevention on this show, ladies and gentlemen. Many terrorist activities have been prevented, more than 24 after 9/11, and that's been conservative. The Times Square bombing attempt in New York, the Christmas Day underwear bomber. In June 2003, Lehman Harris, the Hawaii truck driver, plotted to destroy Brooklyn Bridge, and he pleaded guilty to providing material support and resources to Al-Qaeda. In 2001, remember Richard Reed? Yes, he was the shoe bomber. He was trying to set off explosives hidden in his shoes on board an American airline jet. And in May 2007, Olivia Duker and Shane, two brothers, they were accused of plotting to attack Fort Dix Army Base. They were prosecuted in New Jersey, as a matter of fact. And this is just to mention a few. There is a lot of evil out there, people trying to hurt us because of what we believe, our values, freedoms, liberties, and justice for all. We encourage you all to keep your eyes open, do the right thing, speak up, see something, say something. That's the only way we can remain safe in this great country. And what can you do? How can you help? Well, there are many community crime prevention programs around the country. You can learn more about community crime prevention, become certified, and contribute to your community's prevention efforts, among other things. Today's episode of Crime Prevention Work is Crime Prevention Community Programs. We are featuring Fairfax County Certified Crime Prevention Community Program, the CCPCP. It's an exemplary community crime prevention program. And to tell us all about it, my guest on our show today is Master Police Officer Patrick Lucas. You're welcome to the show, Officer Pat.
Thank you very much for having us on the show.
I'm so glad, I'm so excited to have you on the show. I know you're a very busy man, but I'm very glad that you're here and we can educate our community more about the very important work of of crime prevention that you have been taking care of for some years now, I understand. Could you tell us a little bit more about yourself?
I would be happy to. I am a member of the Crime Prevention Unit. We're decentralized. I work out of the McLean District Station. I've been there since just before, or 1998. I was assigned the role as a crime prevention officer shortly after the 2001 attack on America. I've been with the department 18 years, and I've spent the majority of that in the role as the crime prevention officer at the McLean Station.
That's great. Could you describe to us the program that you have going on over there, the Certified Crime Prevention Community Program?
Well, the Certified Crime Prevention Community Program started back in the late 90s. It was a governor's initiative, and Fairfax County was one of the first jurisdictions to join that program. It's not mandatory. We put ourselves out there in an attempt to exemplify the good works that we've been doing. There's 14 total agencies in the Commonwealth of Virginia. It is limited to law enforcement agencies in Virginia, but the program has been modeled by other states. So it's run through the Virginia Department of Criminal Justice Services, and it's the process is we have 19 programs. There are 12 core programs. They include we have to have a safety council of some sort. Here in Fairfax County, we use the Chief's Advisory Council, which is made up of members of each of the district stations' citizen advisory committees. So each committee chairperson then serves on the board of the Chief's Council, and that serves our role as that element for the Community Safety Council.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt. Now, you said something very important. You said this particular program is a model for the country. And and that's more of the reason why I'm really interested in that, because I'd like to put it out there for community members to see it and become more aware. Do you know if this particular program has been adopted by other counties or states across the country?
Well, I know here in Virginia there are 14 total agencies. I don't know to what extent. I've not researched that specifically. Okay. But I know the National Crime Prevention Council has, within the last few years, created a national certification for being a national crime prevention specialist. And they used a lot of this program in Virginia in addition to some of the good works from other people throughout the country, in Florida, out in the West as well. And so they kind of brought that together into that national certification through NCPC. And for us here in Virginia, again, it's not mandated. However, it's a good short list to be on. It shows that we have met a minimum and above standard in our jurisdiction to serve and basically prevent crime and keep our citizens safe.
Safe. That's awesome. That's awesome. So could you tell me the component of the program itself?
Well, the 12 components that are mandatory are the Community Safety Council. We have to have a crime prevention specialist, a minimum of one. Okay. So in some jurisdictions, that's all they have is one officer. We do have the luxury here in Fairfax of having one per district station.
Now, let me interrupt you here. Now, do you have to be a police officer to be certified as a specialist? As a specialist?
You don't have to be a police officer. You do have to be working with a law enforcement agency either as a volunteer, or you can be a civilian that's employed by an agency.
In a nutshell, as a summary for requirement to be a crime prevention practitioner, you need to be working with a law enforcement related agency, or you need to be employed by an affiliate law enforcement agency.
Or providing public safety services for, a good example across the street here, we have the Saudi Arabian Cultural Mission. So that security component, they could then participate in this program as well.
Yeah. So a lot of
you have to just be providing services around public safety.
So this will be relevant to nonprofit agencies out there that are providing services that's public safety related.
Well, and you can check with Rick Arrington is the program manager for the certification process, and he can he could answer all those questions for you. He works for the Department of Criminal Justice Services, and he, in fact, is who I submit all of these documents to for our process. He's the staff person who works with each of these jurisdictions that are seeking certification as we submit. Now, we have been certified now since 2003. The initial process started in 2000, and it took us a little while to get rolling with it, but we did receive our initial certification in 2003, and we've now certified 3 times since.
Wow.
Our upcoming certification, and they're due every 3 years.
Every 3 years.
Right. So we take these 19 programs and we write goals and objectives for them, and then we provide back at the end of that cycle our major accomplishments and whether we've met our goals and objectives, and then we submit new goals to try and strive for.
Very good. Now, sorry to interrupt you. So for viewers, for those of you listening out there, what you need to know is that you could participate in this certification program based on the criteria we've highlighted. And you can see those criteria on your screen right now. And for more information, you can contact Rick Arrington. Is that right?
Correct.
And that's also Rick Arrington's information on your screens right now for more information about the Certified Crime Prevention Community Program, and we will encourage as many people as possible to be involved in this certification program to continue to keep our communities safe. Tell me a little bit about crime rates based on your experience and expertise in this area over the years. How has it fluctuated? Have we increased or have we decreased crime rates based on some of the prevention mechanisms in place?
A lot of what's been happening is our improved ability to report and document crime through better record management systems. The FBI has also started trying to collect more detailed information as well. So the crime rates recently have kind of changed in a sense that we have more of the crime types to look at. We used to just look at a smaller portion of them, but as we've just completed a 40-hour basic crime prevention class, we mapped out our crime rate from the 60s until the current time, and we're down. Our rate per 100,000 people are down.
Oh, but that's good to hear. That's good to know.
When it comes to your violent crimes, and it does come and go. A lot of it is driven by factors such as the economy and things like that. But overall, the crime rate's down. It takes the village, but it takes people with the willingness when they see something to report it. We can come up with the next catchphrase, see something, say something. Terrorism is a crime, and we try to prevent it. We need people, we depend on people to make those phone calls. Nothing's too small. We have hundreds of people on standby to answer the phones. So the other thing is we are approachable. You can come up and talk to us. Don't be afraid to come up and speak to us. Just choose wisely. Don't come up to us when we're in the middle of a felony vehicle stop. Just, we can be approached when we're eating our meals and things like that. Just, feel comfortable enough that you can approach us, and we welcome that from you.
Awesome. Thank you, Officer Lucas, for coming to the show. I'm glad to have you. Police officers are human beings like you and I. Please feel free to say something when you see something. It's very important for us. It's very important for the safety of the officers themselves, important for our communities and our families. As a strategic way of creating more awareness, we invite you to join us next time. We must continue to talk and engage our communities, create more awareness, and continue to work together for the good of our country. God bless the United States of America. We'll see you next time. So long.